Hi viewers. In a very big development which is crucially important for the Pakistani journalist community, a very important organization working for the safety and security of journalists, RSF, Reporters Sans Frontiers or Reporters Without Borders, RSF, has come up with a very important statement demanding for the international probe into the murder of slain journalist Arshad Sharif, slain Pakistani journalist Arshad Sharif, who was killed by the security forces of Kenya in near Nairobi, the Kenyan capital, in October 2022. Arshad Sharif was a vocal critic of Pakistani powerful establishment, Pakistani military, and the role of Pakistani military, the intervention of Pakistani military, and ISI, the intelligence agency, inter-service intelligence, which is called ISI, the intervention of army and ISI into Pakistani politics. He was made to leave Pakistan after ISI, the intelligence agency, registered some 16 FIR, 16 cases of treason and sedition of anti-national activities against journalist Arshad Sharif in the year 2022, and he was made to leave Pakistan, and he went to UAE, a country near to Pakistan, in the same month of August 2022, where Pakistani government used its contacts with the Saudi Arabian government, which ultimately used its influence on UAE government, UAE intelligence infrastructure, and forced Rashid Sharif to leave the UAE, who ultimately went to Kenya, where he was constantly followed, and ultimately he was killed on October 23, 2022. This was a horrible incident for the Pakistani journalist community. It was a clear message, a direct message to the journalists that if they will not stop writing against the powerful, against the against the institutions like Pakistan Army and intelligence agencies like ISI, they will not only be tortured, or not only their families will be harassed or attacked, they can be ultimately killed. So since the time that Arshad was killed, there has been a demand from many journalists that because there are allegations that Pakistani security operators, Pakistani security agencies are behind this murder, and the murder was ultimately executed by the law enforcement agencies in Kenya, like GSU, General Services Unit, which ultimately shoot Arshad Sharif. So because the top and the influential security operators is allegedly involved in all this, transparent, fair investigation cannot be conducted by the authorities of these countries. So international investigation must be conducted, an international investigation led by UN, including the top forensic and criminal investigation experts, must be conducted. This was a demand by the journalists from different countries, especially by the Pakistani journalists, because this could be a test case, and transparent investigations can lead to a situation where journalists will feel safety, because right now they are living under a condition of serious threats, where Pakistan military has ultimate power to register cases against any journalist, to abduct any journalist, to harass, to attack, to torture any journalist, and or even kill any of the journalists. Basically, the statement by the RSF, I just want to share a few sentences from this very important statement of RSF, and then I will share some very important and brief points of the investigations which were conducted by some Pakistani officers, who were made example later on after they concluded this important investigation. And the new investigation teams which were set up are doing nothing because of the obvious reasons. Will international investigation led by the United Nations be possible in the days to come? It is not clear. But the journalists living or working in any country of the world, especially in the Western countries, especially in the United States of America, in United Kingdom, they can play a role in persuading or in pressuring their governments by reporting facts, by digging out facts, reporting them to the people, to their government, and their governments or their respective human rights departments or bodies may play a role in constitution of a high-powered commission or investigation team, which has real experts of criminal investigation, and which has the powers to investigate, to question any of the Kenyan authorities, any of the Kenyan officers or Pakistani officers, and such a commission must be given access to the official records, official devices which were under use in the dates of the you can say from October 2022 to from August 2022 to the date of killing of Arshad Sharif, which is October 23, 2022. Let me tell you that Reporters Sans Borders, which has called for this investigation, has said that Pakistani and Kenyan governments are deploring their failure to cooperate and conduct any serious investigations. This press release has been issued after two of the United Nations special rapporteurs have written to the Pakistani and Kenyan governments about the murder of Arshad Sharif, and asked the governments for some facts for providing providing United Nations with some facts, so the process of the investigation can be taken ahead. The exact statement of the RSF reads as follows. This is very important. The letters from the UN experts are unequivocal. There has been a clear lack of will. There has been a clear lack of will on the part of both Kenya and Pakistan to establish the precise circumstances of this journalist's murder and identify those responsible. So it clearly states that there is a lack of will on the part of the government of Pakistan and the government of Kenya. This is the fact which Pakistani journalists have been reporting for the last more than 1 year, that the Pakistani government or the Pakistani authorities simply don't want to proceed in this case, in the case of the killing of the journalist Arshad Sharif. At this stage, the preliminary investigation in Kenya has been botched, and the investigations by the Pakistani security services has been very one-sided. This is what the journalists were reporting already. And now this is stated after conclusion of the investigations by the RSF itself. In view of the presumed involvement of the security forces of both the countries, this is again very important thing. In view of the presumed involvement of the security forces of both the countries in this murder, only an independent international investigation would be able to establish the facts. This is what RSF fervently seeks. And the statement is issued by the head of RSF investigation desk, Arshad Sharif. So basically, this was the statement of RSF, and I hope that very soon other international journalistic bodies will join hands with RSF in making the same statement and persuading the relevant international bodies, international human rights bodies, and United Nations, so that ultimately a commission can be constituted. Let me share with you the findings of a fact-finding team which was established by the government of Pakistan right after the murder of Arshad Sharif. According to this team, which has visited the Kenya, which has spoken to the law enforcement in Kenya, which has spoken to the people who were living with whom Arshad Sharif was living, and according to the conclusion made by this fact-finding team after working in Pakistan for several days and after visiting Kenya, And the team has concluded, this official team comprising the police officers, senior police officers of Pakistan, who, by the way, ultimately they were sent home. They were made an example that why they came up with such a report implicating Pakistani security agencies. But according to the facts reported by this team, first of all, the 16 cases which were registered by the by different police stations in different cities of Pakistan, it was established beyond an iota of doubt, based on the official statements of the police officers, that all these cases were registered by the powerful, the elite intelligence agency of Pakistan, ISI. This was the most important finding of this. The police officials came on record in stating this, that they were ordered by the ISI officials to register the case. And those journalists who don't know that how it works in Pakistan, unlike countries where there is a rule of law, unfortunately in a country like Pakistan, the ISI is most powerful institution which is working under the Pakistani military. So they have presence across the country, in all the cities, in all the towns, in all the small towns, in every street of every town, and they make a horrible example of person. Even that person is a journalist, even that person is a government officer, even that person is a lawyer, that an attorney, a judge, or anything. If that person will defy their orders, if that person will do anything which is against the agenda of the or the mission of the ISI. So what happened, that this investigation fact-finding team, after taking interviews of the police officers who registered those cases of sedition and treason and anti-state activities against the journalist Arshad Sharif, who was one of the leading and most prominent journalists of Pakistan, according to this investigation, all the cases were registered by the inter-service intelligence ISI officers. Later, when Arshad Sharif left Pakistan in August and reached Kenya, reached United Arab Emirates, this report very clearly established that he was forced to leave UAE by the UAE authorities, and the journalists who work in that region know the close association, close relationship between the security operators, between the intelligence operators of the Pakistan, of UAE, and the Saudi Arabia. After Arshad Sharif reached Kenya, and all this happened, and this fact-finding team conducted investigations in Pakistan, documented facts and everything, and then it went to Kenya. The person who was in whose home the Arshad Sharif used to reside, who was the host of Arshad Sharif, whose name is Waqar. So basically, that was the person who tried to dodge the fact-finding team at multiple times. He discussed his connections with very important people in Pakistan, including the station commander of Islamabad, station commander of ISI, the Elite Intelligence Agency, ISI station commander of Islamabad, Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. Whenever he was asked any question, mostly he used to tell the fact-finding team that he is very closely connected and he is directly in touch with the sector commander of Islamabad of ISI. One of the most important and very significant evidence which could give any lead to these investigators was the CCTV footage of the property owned by Mr. Waqar, where Arshad Sharif was residing. Mr. Waqar simply refused to hand over the CCTV footage to the Pakistani investigators. And when he was requested again and again, he said he has been barred by the station commander of ISI in Islamabad that the CCTV footage must not be given to anybody, including the Pakistani investigation team. So there are two parallel systems in Pakistan. There is one civilian government and the civilian departments like police, like other law enforcement agencies working under the civilian government, and there is a parallel government of Pakistan Army and ISI, which is the real government, by the way, and everybody has to obey the real government. And this proves Waqar stated on record when he was asked multiple questions by the investigators, he was left with no option but to admit that he was in constant contact with the ISI sector commander based in Islamabad. So these are some of the facts which are already investigated as far as the incident of killing of Arshad Sharif is concerned. But there is a need to dig out further facts so a direct connection can be established. That very establishing of connection and connecting of the dots and finalizing the this investigation into Arshad Sharif murder case will be a very big development, and it will give a sense of security to the journalists working in Pakistan. Otherwise, now the army has succeeded in giving a message to Pakistani journalists that and the Pakistani media overall, or the Pakistani journalists living in any part of the world, that Pakistan army can do anything, and it can simply go scot-free without any accountability or without anything happening against them because of the connections or the relations of the Pakistani government with other countries. Obviously, the Pakistani government is run by the Pakistani military, and Pakistani military enjoys very close relations with London, with Washington, with other powerful capitals of the world. So no investigation will ever happen. But if the journalist community come together, become united in their demand, in asking these international bodies to finalize this investigation, this will be a very crucial and important aspect. One last thing is this, that whenever an international commission is established, whenever an international UN-led investigation team is constituted, the most important aspect will be to follow the work of that organization, that team, that such a team is given full access, full power, full authority to conduct investigations, and the governments are convinced or make bound to provide or to present all the officials connected with this incident before this team, so this team can complete its investigation. The Pakistanis already have an experience of a UN-led investigation team which came to Pakistan after the murder of former Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. Unfortunately, that UN Commission was not given access to the records of the ISI, the records of the Pakistani military, records of the communication between top Pakistani intelligence officers and the Taliban leaders. So there was no benefit that Pakistani nation could get out of that UN commission, because it was powerless. It has no authority. It has no power. It was given no access to anything. So if it will happen in the case of Arshad Sharif, so there will be there will be no outcome of any such exercise. We all need to make it sure that that if any international investigation team is constituted, that must be fully powered. Thanks indeed for watching this program. I will continue updating you about any developments which will take place on this count, as far as the case of Arshad Sharif is concerned, as any developments will take place. Thank you for watching.